It's a pupa? What?
Hello.
Oh, faux pas. I said pupa.
Yes, I don't know. Fupa. Fupa.
Fubar. I know Fubar.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Intimately.
And Mike, did you see that? I brought you some Oddmall
That's really nice.
Captain Slinky stickers. He sent a whole pile of them. So we got lots and lots of stickers.
That's a good handle. I wonder how you become a captain.
You just he just kind of self-appoint.
Yeah.
It was probably given to him.
He's got one of those.
Is Slinky a Whammo product? Is he captain of the Whammo?
No, I don't think he's captain of that. I think he wishes he was.
Welcome, everyone, to Our Town Podcast. Please take a moment to like and subscribe, share if you can, and review if available. We'd love to hear from you, so comment below and tell us how we're doing. Don't forget to visit ourtownpodcast.com for all the links and join the members-only section of the website or sign up on Patreon. Now here are the boys of Our Town Podcast.
She nails that every time.
Oh, yeah.
Every day she does it. Well, welcome everybody to another exciting edition of Our Town Podcast.
Extraordinary.
Coming to you from the I Am Renton space in beautiful and historic downtown Renton, Washington.
Right.
What's up, gentlemen?
Geez, good to see you.
Not much.
We were just talking right before we started that our friend Captain Slinky of Oddmall Emporium, who's doing Creepsmas in November, he sent us some stickers because he is sponsoring, boys, our Gong Show.
Oh, geez, would you look at that?
Coming up 9/14 right down the street at Delancey's on 3rd.
Yes.
Doors at 7. Show should start promptly-ish.
Oh, yeah.
At 8.
Totally promptly.
We've got fun acts. We've got live music. We've got prizes and trophies. We've got comedian judges.
Yeah, Ray Smalley's...
Ray Smalley from Hayfield's fame is going to come down and entertain us at intermission. Man, it's going to be in a show. And we just decided today, because we've got so much cool stuff from our sponsors, that we're going to do a raffle during this. So if you buy a ticket, you automatically get a raffle ticket.
Yes. To have
and
cool
the possibility to win some cool stuff.
I just handed off to Charles the Funko Pops we got from D-Pad. Thanks, Steve.
Yes, thanks, D-Pad.
Geez, thank you.
Yeah. But 10 different ones, and I looked at them all, and I think I recognized 3 of them.
Oh, no. Well, hopefully people will recognize
there's a lot of, they're all like, I think there's quite a few anime characters. That's why I didn't know what they were. Mike might know what those ones are. But
yeah, I think we're going to piece some of those together with the second or third place winner. So is there a rhyme or reason to the characters? Like, is there a bunch of Marvel or a bunch of Star Wars?
There's easily 2 or 3 of Marvel characters.
Okay. So maybe those would be good to drop into.
There was the T'Challa Star-Lord was one of them.
Yeah, I don't know that.
That's from What If. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Because he was way better at the job.
Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah. And better looking. But yeah. But now there was a couple others. There was like one of the bad guys from Teen Titans Go, and then a couple other things too.
Okay.
Yeah, prizes,
boys. What do we? Delancey's 3rd, 9/14. Get your butts down there. Go to ourtownpodcast.com
to pre-order tickets.
and get some pre-order tickets. They're a little cheaper if you get them online.
Hostage.
Yeah.
The more tickets you buy now, the better snacks you'll get.
Yes,
so.
that's absolutely true.
And if you buy tickets online, you also get the Flaming Pickle
tattoo, the temporary tattoo.
I mean, come on,
that's you can't go wrong. So get there, do it, boys. Tonight, the safe word is mind blown. Because I found an interesting little factoid. Scientists have calculated that a single sperm has 37.5 megabits of DNA information on it.
Jeez.
37.5 megabits. That means a normal ejaculation represents a data transfer of around 1,587 gigabits in about 3 seconds.
Wow.
In other words, mind blown.
and yet the world's most perfect 3D printer still takes 9 months to create something.
No, man. For perspective, boys, the Apollo 11 guidance computer, the one that helped them land on the moon, had about 64 kilobits of memory. So
Yeah, no, that's fascinating. Just the initial part of that, because sperm's, I mean, obviously a complicated, complete cell, right?
Yes, indeed.
But that's interesting.
So anybody feels unsafe during if you're watching at home, if you feel unsafe, just yell out "mind blown," and we'll stop this here program.
We have
and we'll
control
check on
over the time zone.
Well, you can always just yell "mind blown" and hit pause, and figure out.
That's an option.
Or you can hit the skip forward button.
Or skip forward.
Oh yeah.
Good call, Good call, Todd. Boys, a lot going on in this here world of ours. Some of it good, some of it not so good. Bunch of news stories that kind of came out or got more information on them after I created these show notes a couple of days ago. Have you guys heard about Trump's trip to Arlington National Cemetery?
Yeah. I don't know a lot about it, but
as I understand it, he got permission to be in one section of it, and then they totally ignored that section and went to where he wasn't supposed to be.
Kinda. So what happened was Gold Star families, families of slain soldiers that were killed during the Afghanistan withdrawal. Sure. There was a bomb at the Abbey Gate at the airfield. And they invited Trump to come down and lay a wreath and say a few words and all that stuff. Well, they went over to where one of the soldiers was buried. It's an area called Area 60, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to have cameras in there to do
partisan political activity.
Exactly. For personal use, you can, but you can't. So,
and not for doing social media stuff.
Yes, not for influencers and not to get likes and all that stuff.
Because it's tacky.
It's very tacky.
It's super tacky.
An Army employee went over to the campaign and said, "Hey, you're not allowed to be over here filming stuff." And they apparently pushed her out of the way and said, "Get out of here. We don't need you," whatever they said. And she went to her superiors and filed a complaint, let them know. Since then, she's decided to drop any charges. They actually went to the police department and said, "Hey, there might be an assault here." She's gone ahead and declined to press charges because she says she doesn't want to get harassed by MAGA people. Trump, of course, his campaign came out and denied it. Said this person is a commie, Kamala Harris lover. She's got Trump derangement syndrome. She's got all these things, that she was having a mental health issue that day. All this stuff. Attacked her for doing her job. Right? And the Army's come out and said, no, she was completely doing her job, what she's supposed to do. Right? Even the governor.
Trump derangement syndrome is what the followers had.
No, it's what they say that the media and Democrats have against.
I totally misunderstood that one.
Yeah.
Well, there's also the indictments.
Well, let's not forget those. So, I mean, it's a sad state of affairs. I'm all for it. If that's what the family wanted, they wanted to have Trump come down and do the wreath. I mean, the more power to them. That's up to them as their family.
But doing it just as such a hack thing to do. It's just obviously for a guy who everybody's like, he's not a politician, he's a businessman. It's like that's one of the most politician cliche shit maneuvers a guy can do. I'm to serve your loss. You know what I mean? And don't forget that the schedule for that the withdrawal from Afghanistan was set in place by yes, and yes. Right? It's like that was an inherited problem, and shit went somewhat sideways, right?
The guy whose administration didn't negotiate withdrawal with the Afghani government or the Afghani military, they negotiated it with the Taliban.
I mean, the whole thing.
The guy invited Taliban leaders to come to Camp David for peace accords on 9/11. The year before he left.
Did not.
Yes, he did. You can see the news stories, and they, for some reason, it didn't happen. Scheduling conflict, where other people got wind of it, and he canceled it. He actually scheduled for the Taliban to come in and have peace talks.
Only Nixon could go to China.
I know, man.
And for the record, Taliban are bad guys.
Absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible human beings. horrible human beings. Anyway, I don't want to beat that story to death. It's a sad state of affairs.
It's awful. It's awful. It's awful. I'm not. Yeah, I don't mean to diminish that at all.
Yeah,
no, it's awful.
Yeah. But speaking of Trump, have you guys seen the stories about Truth Social that's going around?
No.
So apparently, a couple of guys, and you probably know Devin Nunes, who was the congressman out of California, that is the CEO of Truth Social now, and also Andrew Northwall, who's the COO, have been sort of quietly selling off millions of dollars worth of Truth Social stock. And we're about 19 or 18 days away from Trump being allowed to sell his shares. And the stock is now tanking. It's below $20 for the first time, $20 a stock for the first time since it went public. At one point, I think they estimated Trump's value in it at $7.6 billion because he owns like 1 million shares.
Yeah, but
since that time, it's dropped all the way down to $2 billion. So if he sold today, he would get $2 billion if he didn't start a avalanche.
Which I think it would, right? If whoever has the majority stake in it suddenly sells all of it.
So now here's the question: is we're 18 days away from him being able to sell that, but we're also what? After that, we're another 20 days to the election or something. Will he sell it out right before that and let everybody else, get hosed, or will he?
I don't know. I wouldn't think so because he could still use that as a free communication source.
I guess. It's an expensive one for him.
Yeah, but I bet he fishes for a lot of money on it. Yeah. I bet he does.
The only good thing for him is I don't think he put any money into it.
It's just his branding or whatever?
I think so.
Maybe.
So he's not losing money other than the money he would have gained.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's a high money scheme or whatever, right? But I don't think that makes him a good businessman necessarily. He just happened to have enough scratch and enough really ambitious people to get something like this off the ground. But it's not innovative. He's not.
But that's like the
really
one thing the first thing that every Trumper ever says is he's a good businessman.
I know, but I don't know if that's necessarily
all those bankruptcies.
So.
He's a guy that bought casinos in Atlantic City, a casino which is notoriously makes money for the house, and declared bankruptcy on a couple of them.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I don't get it.
That's a business tactic.
He bankrupted two businesses.
Then you get to write things off. You get to. I mean, and I don't know. I think the people around him are that type of savvy, certainly, right?
Yeah, maybe.
But,
I mean, he himself, I don't think is that savvy. I think he's smart enough to get people that do know how to do stuff like
and that are willing to go that extra step.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like they're
not that concerned with playing by.
Or he has something on them and they won't do anything so that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. And I don't know. Interesting. Yeah. But either way, he's not worthy of the office of the presidency, right?
My favorite.
He's not. He hasn't earned that throughout his life. You know what I mean?
There's been no sacrifice in his life.
My favorite.
Not even when he was president.
My favorite video of him right now is a video that's been going around of him and Epstein just palling around.
Oh man,
just laughing and having a good time. In addition to all
of his,
other.
Yeah.
And he totally doesn't know that guy, man. But they're palling around and
Yeah. You guys heard about the debate, Mike's question between the Harris campaign and the Trump campaign? Harris campaign is really wanting the ABC moderators to leave the mics on because she knows he won't be able to control himself. Trump campaign knows that he won't be able to control himself, and they want the mics muted when it's not his turn to talk.
Yeah.
Because they don't want him coming, like he did to Joe Biden.
Yeah.
And then Kamala is not a pushover, right?
Yeah.
So she's not going to be able to, she'll think faster on her feet than Biden ever will, right? At this point.
I mean, not with that attitude.
Not with that attitude. Or some steroids.
And, I don't know. I think that's just a better way to have this type of debate.
Yeah.
Right? Because even when you're in debate class, you don't just blurt.
You don't start talking
There's not
over
just
people.
blurting, right?
Yeah.
You have to make your point.
I think you would lose
and
points.
then listen to the rebuttal. Yes. Yeah. It's kind of, not just, and this is for the presidency. decency.
Yeah.
Right? It's like a little bit of decorum is okay.
Yeah.
It's warranted.
And isn't it, the other thing they like to do is like not only do they interrupt, but they also just speak louder. So like
try to talk over, just ridiculous stuff. I don't know. I think it'd be kind of funny to see how well he would do trying to contain himself, because that's what his campaigns are. You got to stay on mission.
I can't wait to see what SNL does with it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. Because you know they're gonna do a skit on the debate.
Only like 8 people are watching the whole fucking thing though, right? It's all just a fight for sound bites for any of it. You know what I mean? It's like, so they just want to reduce it to him blurting a couple of things where they could just go, he called her a commie. Yeah. You know what I mean? And she said his butt was big. It's like,
he's got small hands.
It's like, yeah, but it also just keeps us away from the driving points, right?
Yeah.
He was a carny in a former life because he has the small hands.
Why a carny?
It's a reference to Austin Powers. You know, carnies, they have small hands. They smell like cabbage.
Smell of cabbage.
They smell like cabbage and have tiny hands.
Oh, man. Geez. On the flip side of this, Mark Zuckerberg, talking about really good businessmen, says that senior Biden officials back in the COVID-19 pandemic days were pressuring Facebook to censor some COVID-19
he
content.
Said this, or
he said this, and he even wrote a letter to, I think it was Comer or somebody, committee head in the House. He wrote a letter to the House Judiciary, so that would be Jim Jordan, right? Jeez.
Partisan hack, but that's his job. Right, I don't know, because he's getting pressured to do certain things. Or
COVID content doesn't mean that it's legitimate information. It's just
I'm totally with you.
It's all the shit that was suppressed was all bullshit.
Yeah,
right?
maybe not, but it's not the free for all either, right? It's during a time of deadly disease. We're losing at least 1,000 Americans a day.
Yeah.
Right? And at times much more than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like there's very few governing bodies that wouldn't do something about that.
I mean, you gotta get the correct information to people. So
and let's see some documentation of it.
Yeah.
Right? There must be some type of trail. They didn't
some kind of trail.
In the back alley and threaten them or something. You know what I mean? That didn't happen. So
I saw it on Reddit.
Dude. He doesn't want to pay, $2 billion in taxes.
Yeah.
Right? So he's like certainly partisan.
All the shitty memes that you see on Facebook were like on Reddit and like 4chan or 8chan, whatever it's called now, like 2 or 3 weeks beforehand. So it was over on the other boards first, and then it slowly made its way over to Facebook. But and a lot of the stuff that comes out of 8chan is all bullshit anyway. It's all memes and just people fucking
stuff to get you to feel a certain way. It certainly guides.
Yeah,
it certainly does. But that's the whole point of all these medias, right? Is to kind of that's what the algorithm does. It brings us down the river of kind of our choosing, but then they add whatever ingredients to that river they want to, right? But it's to entice us to go a certain.
Did you hear?
They just.
Did you hear about that MAGA Trump lady on Twitter that didn't know she was a MAGA Trump lady? There's an account on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to fucking call it, that is like pro-Trump, a bunch of stuff, and it turns out all the photos that were used on it were like taken from some random lady from like Europe. And like all the stuff on.
So it was a completely fake.
It was a fake account. They grabbed her photos.
That's part of it too.
And photoshopped her wearing MAGA hats. And there's video of her talking to someone on CNN or some other news network, saying, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And she's like, "I don't know what to think because I'm not American, number one."
And I don't know when your likeness becomes such that you can sue to get that cease and desist order on that shit.
Who do you sue?
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
We don't.
Some weird bot.
I don't know if they even know
bot
who.
Machine.
Yeah, it's a bot farm, I'm sure. But I don't know if they know who it is yet.
And we haven't even started in on the AI deepfakes with voice, video, etc. It's coming within the next couple years.
Dude,
super duper duper deepfakes, dude. Yeah. And we're already dumb as fucking rocks. Right. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like it's not going to be good.
I mean,
I need a net.
I don't think deepfake voices are perfect yet. Like,
not even. It's coming.
He had me do some lines for the Hot Rodders using that AI site that I had for a couple weeks ago's.
Yeah, you can totally tell that they're computerized or whatever.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. It's not as bad as that, but similar.
It's kind of. I mean, it reads it flat. There's no inflections, or if there is inflections, they're in the wrong spot usually. So, but you can tweak it a little bit with like
punctuation,
commas, and periods and exclamation marks and stuff.
Because they're mining every fucking all the information that we freely give it, right?
Yeah.
Pouring it into the AI server farms, glugging up all our cheap hydroelectric energy to do so, right?
Although outside of it reading it really flat, that did really sound like Howard Stern.
It did. I mean, it does totally sound like him. It just was kind of.
It was just.
Making an appearance in Hot Rod?
I don't know. We were kind of playing with that idea because I've got on this new episode that we might record a little bit tonight if you guys are up for it.
I'm down.
I've got a whole bunch of because they go to town and there's townsfolk.
Oh, you know what?
So
I have the car. I can't really, I could run up and grab them, but I was gonna say I could run up and grab Chris and Christina.
Oh well, Chris is our Edwin. So yeah, and I was saving Kyle and Bailey for some more meaty roles as we go along because they'll come back, again and again. But but they're like, more thugs. A clerk at a store that has maybe 4 lines. There's a vendor guy that they meet to try to trade with, and he's got maybe 10 lines. So it's just.
Hey, you could do. We could use the AI voices for ones that are supposed to be robots.
Well, we definitely could do that. I don't have any robots unless we did a vendor robot.
I mean, we could. Couldn't we turn 1 or 2 of the characters that are like in like a social interaction with a group of people? Like
are there automatons in this universe?
I don't know.
That's a big step. Because once you got robots, it opens.
I mean, they had to make a still to get fuel for their car, and I don't know. We can talk about it. Yeah, for sure.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Domo arigato, Mr.
Boys, there's been a ton of artists that have come out against certain campaigns, using their music. Two this week. One I just learned about today was Jack White. Trump campaign used the White Stripes, I think 7 Nation Army, in a campaign TikTok or something, and he said, "I don't lend my music to fascists." Stop doing it. Stop using it. So, the other big one was the Foo Fighters. Trump used "There Goes My Hero" when he introduced RFK Jr. coming out to endorse his campaign. And the Foo Fighters said, no, we did not give them any permission. In fact, we're going to sue them for using it. And any money we make off of it, we're going to donate it to the Harris Walls campaign. So
I'd say some down ticket stuff. Those guys they made like $400 million fucking dollars, right? They can stop the avocado toast.
That's true.
Right? They're doing fine.
That's true.
But down ticket. Down ticket. We got to take the House. We got to get the House. Got to get the House. Yeah. And for the record, again, and I always say this, I'm not a Democrat, especially the DNC. Just awful. I've been mad at them my entire adult life. But comparatively speaking, there is no comparatively speaking. Right? And it's not even.
Well, for me, it's, I'm right there with you, been more of a Democrat in my adult life than you have, obviously. But for me, it's like we can't keep doing these tight balances if we want to get anything done because nobody's willing to compromise with each other. So we need one party to have a majority so that we can start getting a few things done and accomplished.
They actually want to get things done.
They want to get stuff done.
It have to do with betterment because it is a type of governance. I don't really know. And representation, right? So they got to do their fucking jobs.
Well, speaking of Donald Trump's newest campaign surrogate, and he has appointed RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard. Am I saying that right? As part of his transition team if he gets elected. But RFK Jr., you remember we talked about how he found that dead bear and he planted it in Central Park a few episodes ago with the bicycle and stuff? Well, his daughter...
After having driven around with it long enough to where he couldn't bring it to some type of taxidermist or butcher or
harvest or whatever, right? His daughter, about 12 years ago, was giving a interview to, I think, Town and Country magazine and talked about how it was growing up with her dad. And the daughter, whose nickname is Kick, I don't remember her, it's maybe Catherine Kennedy, something like that, she reports that when she was 6, her dad heard that a whale had washed up in Hyannisport.
Oh, I saw this story, yeah.
And when he learned about it, he ran down to the beach with a chainsaw and cut the whale's head off, because he was so fascinated with skulls and taxidermy, stuff like that. So he runs down, he cuts the head off of this whale, gets it carried up, puts it on the top of his minivan, the family minivan, holds it down with bungee cords, and then they're just on vacation there. This was the last day of their vacation, so then they had to drive 5 hours back home. No, it was in a public beach area. Drives 5 hours back home with this head strapped to his car.
No, he did not.
This is his daughter. This is his daughter saying, she said, every time we accelerated on the highway, whale juice would pour into the windows of the car. It was so bad that they had to wear plastic bags on their heads with holes cut out so they could breathe. She, quote, it was the rankest thing on the planet. People were honking and flipping them off. But she says it was just another day in the life of RFK Jr., that he did shit like that all the time. He hasn't come out and refuted it at all. And this story broke while we're recording this, 3 or 4 days ago. And the article came out, I think, in 2012.
Some time ago.
Yeah, this was in the mid-90s.
He was an addict for a long time. That might have been addict behavior. But it's like...
Maybe the brain worm was in there somewhere.
I don't know. But it's also like, dude, this is the guy that believes... Does he really believe that he should be the chief executive of the most powerful nation on earth? With that kind of decision-making? You know what I mean?
Well, so he goes up and he endorses Trump. They bring him up on stage. There's Foo Fighters playing.
Leveraging for a cabinet position, stealing poor people's money.
Then he goes out and gives a speech where he's telling people to still vote for him, because if it gets
it siphons off votes from the Dems.
Well, actually, everybody thinks it siphons off more votes from Trump, just because more Trump supporters are sort of that anti-vax thing. But he's saying vote for him because if for some reason it's basically a tie to, 269 Electoral College, that he could still be appointed as president of the United States.
No, he didn't say that.
Yes, he did say this. And somebody in the audience was like, woo! Right? It was so ridiculous. I watched the news footage.
Is he trying to be, was that a joke? Or?
No, he was being dead serious.
That's just bonkers.
He's being so he supports Trump, but he's saying still vote for me.
Because I might be able to pull this off.
Because I might be able to pull this off.
I deserve it. And I don't think he's on, I don't know how many states he's on the ballot in, but it's like...
It's not very many.
But it's just, that's why it's a spoiler candidacy. And a money grab.
Right.
And a money grab. Even if he can't, afterwards, spend that money on some stupid shit, he can right now. So he's flying, he's living. You know what I mean?
Do you think he's trying to do, hey, if Kamala Harris can do it, I can do it kind of thing?
No, I think he's trying to leverage into a cabinet, into a job. So he's going to take $20 donations from people who probably don't have $20 to spare and spend that money on a grandiose scheme to get a government job.
Oh, man.
It's reverse socialism. Yeah, I don't know, dude. And it's like, I don't know, if you're already wealthy and you want to make a difference in society, there's a bunch of ways to do it.
A lot better ways than what he's doing.
I would think. But this way he gets to leverage into what's he going to do?
I don't know.
The position of anti-vax?
He's going to be
take over the National Institutes of Health or something?
He's going to be the official taxidermy.
Oh my God. He's the roadkill squad.
He's the roadkill squad. Official roadkill commander.
But I mean, he's also had some rough patches in his life, so maybe that was one of them. And he was making poor decisions or whatever. It's like
his wife is having a rough patch.
Speaks to that whether or not he should be considered for the job of the presidency.
Yeah.
Because it
or
is your
any
ability
kind of
to make
cabinet
decisions,
position.
right?
Or any kind of government position, especially a cabinet or something.
I don't know. Roadkill's a fucking real job, bro.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to do that.
Somebody's got to get the shovel out.
He's a falconer. What if he had like a giant falcon that he could just swoop down?
The Thunderbird, man.
Yeah, the Thunderbird.
You know what
I
that is.
don't know.
Oh, we
That's
talked
a
about
drag.
the Thunderbird
And
a year ago back.
Yeah. I don't know. It's tripping me out a little.
It's trippy. The other thing
But
he
he
came
could-
out,
yeah.
somebody talked about chemtrails,
Oh,
He did.
Well, so somebody and he replied to it saying that it should be a crime, and we're gonna stop this crime.
Well, what
of the
crime
chemtrails.
is being committed? Because what is happening?
Because
What
nobody
exactly
knows.
is happening?
Everybody
Yeah.
they think that there's some kind of weird chemicals
Oh, yeah,
that are
for
making
mass.
people sterile or
For mass. The
yeah,
frogs
it's to
get-
keep-
5G in
Yeah.
their ears.
The best one I ever heard. No, go ahead, Tom.
My older brother Jeff used to tell me stories about what chemtrails are for. It's for keeping the population docile and manageable.
So they're drugging us all with some kind of sedatives.
yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't that when they had lead in the gasoline, right? When they made us violent and stupid,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, and my favorite is that it's like atomized aluminum powder, so to help slow down global warming. Because it just reflects light up in that high atmosphere.
What?
Yeah, and it takes so long to, which, man, and also it makes you.
But then where does it-
That's the rise to Alzheimer's. It comes down to us eventually, and that stuff just bores into your brain.
I heard
So
that
was
it's,
the
That
big
makes perfect sense to me,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm not saying that's my favorite chemtrails thing.
the thing I heard as far as what causes Alzheimer's is like the stuff that's in like deodorants.
Which I think is aluminum.
They do have aluminum in deodorants and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it beats me.
That's why you
I
should
don't
do
know.
like
I think
Tom's
it
of
could
Maine
just
or
be living longer, right?
Yeah.
Because even
I just use soap. Soap and water on my pits.
so can't even say that word.
I get a little too stinky, so I got to put something on.
You just got to make it through the first, just like when you cut your hair and you put a hat on. If you make it through that first 14 to 30 days, you're good for life.
30 days
Oh, yeah.
after a haircut?
Oh man, no, it's a lot longer than 30 days, man. For
You get the little.
I guess it depends on how long you want your hair to be. You know?
All right. Well, what else is going on in this topsy-turvy world?
Did you guys hear? So Tesla's Cybertruck.
Oh.
If you purchased one recently, which I know you both were looking at, there was a clause in the contract that said you could be liable for $50,000 or up to $50,000 if you resold that Cybertruck.
Yeah.
They have removed that clause. Tesla has. I think it was because they were trying to control the
Oh, for sure.
aftermarket
I get
sales
that.
of that.
So somebody didn't get one because they're limited edition at the time, right?
Are they limited edition?
I don't know. They
I
just
mean,
didn't have any.
you were on a waiting list.
Yeah,
You
plus
had
they've
to
been
pay
recalling
$100 to get on that waiting list.
The most miles they have on them is going back to the factory 14 fucking times or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, I saw a great video yesterday. It shows this guy showing like different dumpsters. This one's for cardboard waste. This one's for food waste, and it shows a Cybertruck. This is for human waste.
I don't know. We should go to Vegas and rent one. That's where we ought to take it on the desert.
Pay the full coverage insurance
Yeah,
and just beat the
fucking
shit
A,
out of
dude,
it.
yes.
That's
I bet it's fun. They
I
just don't have much clearance.
Yeah.
I
mean-
they're just not meant for that.
You gotta get
And I
the-
thought that people would mod them. That's what when they were first, put forth to the public, I'm like, yeah, dude, you could mod that and make it into a monster, just a Mars rover.
I think
you know what I mean? But it's like, I don't
had to
think you
pay-
can.
You had to pay for the off-road DLC to unlock that feature on the car. And I'm not even kidding. In order for it to go off-road, you have to pay for the software download that unlocks that feature on the truck.
And I don't
What does
think
it
that it's
do?
meant to go off.
I think it locks the hubs or whatever.
Yeah, I bet it
to
changed
make
how
it
they
a four-wheel
limited that part of
drive
it.
or
Yeah, to some degree.
Like
That'd
it
That'd be
enables,
my guess.
disables
But
things.
it's I don't know. I
Maybe
don't
it
think
raises it up a little
Yeah,
bit.
because
not
my
meant to go
wife's
off-road.
Jeep will go up and down to
I
give
bet
you more
you-
clearance.
yeah, sick.
So I wonder if it's something like that. Like we'll be sitting there, we'll turn the car off, and then we'll be sitting there for a few minutes. All of a sudden, the car just
Badass.
It drops dead.
Yeah.
Scared the shit out of us.
Skid plate on the because I imagine the battery pack's as low as possible on that vehicle, right?
Yeah.
And they have a stainless skid plate. I don't know.
I saw a video day before yesterday of a guy saying, "Yeah, these things are indestructible," and he's like, he gets up on top of it, he walks up the windshield of it.
Bust the windshield.
He walks to the top of the windshield, and it gets maybe 6 inches away from the top of the truck, and he goes crack.
Yeah, and he ignores it. He walks it. He doesn't acknowledge
like nothing
it.
happened?
Like it didn't happen.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Yeah, I wonder whose truck that was.
I don't know. Probably.
It was probably his dad's.
Yeah. Oh my God, I bet that windshield is a lot of money.
Yeah, I bet you it
It's
is.
a custom-made thing too. It's not like you can get that from you can't go to the junkyard and buy one.
Yeah.
No, not yet. Not for some time.
Yeah.
Are they? I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I'm sure all the aftermarket
If I was a gangster,
parts
I'd have a super vehicle, but that probably wouldn't be it. I like the idea that, like, in the Mad Max days, right? It's like fuel would be much harder to come upon than just like, if you had a Tesla, you could just put your bike up on a stand and
charge that battery.
You could. I mean,
Solar
there's
panels
a couple
or
of
something.
steps in between.
Yeah.
But you could.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if that would take you 5 days of bicycling for a full charge or whatever it would.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you can't do that with fuel.
Right.
You can't just grab
Out of
a
the air.
pineapple and turn it into fucking fuel.
Well, our guys do, and hot rodders do pineapple.
Well, that's onions.
Wait. But it's like why haven't they made like a solar panel for an EV of any kind?
Because the batteries are huge. Most
Batteries are
solar
huge.
panels are 50 watts.
Yeah.
Or 100 watts.
I know at the Yakima Training Center for the U.S. Army, they have a charging station, and it's a 2-car charging station, but they trucked it in on a big flatbed, and it's basically like a big stem that comes up and a giant cover, and the whole cover part is all solar panel.
Yeah.
But like you said, I don't know
That's charging
how much
a
that
battery somewhere. So
Yeah.
there's an additional battery they're storing there.
that they'll pull the
Yes, and
draw
then they pull from that.
Yeah, so it's constantly keeping the charging battery stored.
But couldn't you put a rack on top of the truck or the car or one of the cars that you can plug into your charging port
To charge your battery?
As you go.
I would say with that.
as
of
you're,
course
you
you
know,
could.
not as you go, but because I think that's probably a hazard or whatever. But as if you're parked someplace, if you're going inside.
Yeah, no, they have those now, just windshield ones, and
Yeah.
you could certainly, and just depending on electric vehicle, I bet the charging your cigarette lighters, as they were, you know what I mean? I bet those have a firewall, an electrical firewall between that and the main battery. But I bet you can charge back into that, not just pull from it.
Well, yeah,
you know what I mean?
because I just was thinking because
it's got a charging port.
But someone said that you couldn't use an alternator to like actively charge the battery as you're driving, because I guess it's
it would put drag.
It would end up killing the battery faster than it would actually charge it or something like that.
It would give you drag, because the cool thing, and I was just thinking about this today, I know I've brought it up before, but it's like when you have copper spinning around a magnet or vice versa, you make electricity.
Right.
But then you can pull electricity from that dynamic, and it adds friction, air quotes. It's insane that is how electricity works, but that's how electricity works. It's bonkers.
Yeah.
And that's what would happen if you tried to get too much energy from, if you tried to make a car regenerate 100% of its electricity, it would add so much.
Could there be like a portable battery like something you use for like jumping your car if your car battery dies? Could there be something like that for an EV? Like
the only issue I think might be you're adding weight to it, right?
Which makes it less efficient, but still,
it could do it. I thought there was an EV car that had a built-in like rooftop solar panel that would run all your electronics inside, like your heater and your radio.
Probably under 100 watts.
Yeah,
I thought that was either initially I thought that was the Cybertruck, but I think it might have been like this. There's like it's either GM or one of the other companies. They have one that's like the whole top is
I mean,
I thought it was a window, but maybe
it isn't. Terrible idea at all.
Maybe it's a solar panel. I don't know.
Except, I mean, depending on, because you probably get 10 years, even the highest quality, most expensive photovoltaic, you're getting maybe 15 years of use.
Is that really all?
Yeah, at the most. At the most. Chances are between 5 and 10. And then they degrade. They don't just stop. You know what I mean? But they'll lose efficiency pretty quickly.
Just because of oxidation and stuff, or is it because of the electronics inside?
Not the electronics. It's the silicate that makes that just whatever gets tired or some shit. You got me there.
12 years I'm gone.
But so do the batteries. Like the most expensive lithium ion, you might get 10 out of it.
Yeah.
You might, especially a car that drains, like once you hit the accelerator to get on the freeway, the amount of energy you're putting into a car, either through your gas vehicle or diesel or whatever, it's a tremendous amount of fucking energy. And so batteries that can take that beating, they just don't last. 10 years is a long time for that, but that's it.
But what I'm thinking of is like an external thing that you can put in your trunk or whatever for the occasion that you're not close enough to a charging station.
Yeah, but it'll buy you 20 miles or 50 miles.
Give you 10 or 15 miles or whatever, so you can get to that next charging station.
It's just like a gas can or whatever?
Yeah, like a battery gas can.
But I guess that's just a spare battery.
Like you get for your cell phone. You have those little external batteries you can plug your phone into that gives it a boost.
Yeah. Like if you knew you were going to go on a road trip or whatever. If you could, I don't see why not, but like Charles said, the more weight you give, the more energy it takes to move that same distance. Right?
And I don't know if it's negligible for that, depending on the size of the battery.
But I think having a battery to get you an extra 50 miles is a great idea. Because they don't draw it's not like I get 10 hours out of use, I get 300 miles out of use. It depends on a lot of factors. So having a backup's a great idea.
I did see a video of a guy who was in a Tesla. He was stranded on the side of the road in the desert somewhere. It was probably California, maybe Arizona, I don't know. But he's stranded on the side of the road, and he flags someone down and says, "Hey, I need to get some gas." And they look at the guy's car and like, "You have a Tesla?" I was like, "Yeah, come here." He opens the trunk and he has a Honda generator in the trunk.
They're like 1,100 watts, right?
I mean, and think about that. You fill it up one of those, what, $10-15, and then you can sit there and let it charge for like 8 hours or whatever.
Like that,
That's not a terrible idea to have one of those in your trunk, and it's not a very big thing. It's only
I'm not mad at generators. They're, a luxury that we should be thankful for every day. They are so good.
Well, that video cracked me up on
that's the thing. Fuel, the modern engines, you get a lot of BTUs out of that fuel, right? It just happens to be, a source of pollution, corruption, violence from the get-go, right? And it's like, other than
before
that,
it even comes up out of the ground, right?
We should also thank everybody who's followed us on Facebook, right?
That's right.
We hit 10,000 just last night.
It's incredible, boys.
Facebook followers. Let's take a look right now, because I was kind of having fun with it. I was watching as it was going.
6,200.
Yeah. Everybody's like, "What did I do?"
They made fun of Truth Social.
We're at 10,043.
Wow, that's legit.
That's
one more than 10,042.
That is. That's a lot more than
10,000 and a towel.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah,
right?
10,043 times. Thank you.
Yeah.
So now all 10,000 of you need to go over and follow us on Instagram too, because there's
that's cool.
320 people over there.
What the heck's going on with Instagram?
I don't know. It's not our demographic.
It's
maybe.
not, probably.
The
kids. It was all about the donkey and the chicken. And if you don't know, go to our Facebook and find out.
Yeah, I posted a video of a donkey that was...
Is that a donkey brand donkey or not a burro? Or,
no, it's a donkey. Yeah, okay. And he... it made me laugh. It made me giggle. It made me go, "Oh, that's so cute." And so I shared it on their Facebook page, not thinking, I thought maybe you guys would see it and go, oh, that's kind of funny. But like, what was a week later, it like fucking blew up.
It went bonkers.
I haven't looked at it recently. It's probably got 60,000 likes or views or whatever on there.
Because it's adorable.
It's adorable.
And every once in a
it'll
while,
make your day.
Every once in a while, they'll see a comment saying, he needs a friend. I was like, it's not our donkey, folks.
He's got a friend, us.
It's not our donkey or our video.
Yes.
This
is how that works. You know what I mean? It's like, you mean you don't write every single meme on your page? Every single, no.
But they're like, these people are like, your donkey needs a friend, and he doesn't like that chicken. He's trying to kill it.
No, my God.
He's angry. He's freaking out because you're squeaking the damn toy.
No,
well, we appreciate you loving the donkey and loving on us. I mean, you don't have to like. We appreciate you doing
Thanks for the follow.
Yeah, I don't mind being loved after somebody loved a donkey.
I mean,
as long as they're going to wash their hands.
That's the closest we're ever going to have to a donkey show, right?
Oh, man. Now, hopefully.
Gong Show 2024.
2027.
Yeah, there could be there's bound to be a ringer in there somewhere.
Oh, my God. Boy, speaking of ringers, actually from the Dumb Criminal File, Seattle's own Macklemore. You guys Macklemore fans?
I like some of his music. I wouldn't call myself a fan.
I'm glad that he's
successful and stuff. He was playing a festival called the Love Stream Festival in Slovakia. He pulls a fan up on stage to sing with him, kind of like artists will do. And another audience member recognized this young lady from the warrants page.
Oh my God!
Apparently, she was on the run. She was sentenced to do jail time for a crime she committed. Don't know what the crime was, but the lady that recognized her informed the police at the venue, who detained her. She was arrested, ended up back in front of a judge, and now she's back to prison, serving the prison sentence that she was supposed to have served. I mean, if you're on the
serious crime or something,
well, it wasn't. It didn't seem like it was that many. It was like maybe
she was having her Bruce
16 months.
Dancing in the dark moment.
Yeah. With that was Courtney Cox, right?
Yeah. It was
one of her first roles.
I'm Courtney Cox now.
Now she's the new hot tour girl.
Oh man.
Man.
I don't know what the crime was, but man, that's still stitching.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like where I come from. But I don't know what crime.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been something awful.
Remember the story about him like wearing a false nose for a show a few years back?
Who did?
Macklemore.
Oh.
There was a story that came out a year or so back about he was
he Humpty all of a sudden?
People were trying to cancel him because he wore a disguise at an event that he was going to perform at, but he didn't want to be recognized right away. So he was walking around the event.
Is he like at Beatle level? Is he like screaming fans?
At that point, I think he was.
Was he? Well, that was his prime, in his prime or whatever.
I was at that show.
Oh, really?
It was.
Why is it bad to wear? You can wear a disguise. You want to wear it at a fucking festival?
I mean,
what do you call cosplay?
Legitimately, he looked like Ringo Starr. He had that gigantic.
That's why everybody thought he was Ringo Starr.
Well,
no, I mean, apparently
the conductor on Thomas.
People were freaking out because they thought it was an anti-Semitic thing. And,
why? Do Jews have big noses?
I don't know.
Fuck that. What kind of nonsense?
I don't know.
And why would you claim that? Why would you say that's anti-Semitic if it's a bad thing? Just go, fuck, that ain't us. That ain't us. What are you talking about?
What is that? I don't understand.
I'm good looking.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I saw the show. It was good.
But he was wearing the nose on stage.
And no,
what about Humpty Hump, man?
Yes.
Classic.
He came up on stage and pulled it off his face. But he was wandering around because this was at the EMP back in the day.
What about Gandalf?
Like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And he was wandering around the museum before his show. Incognito. And when I saw him walking around earlier in the day, I was like, that looks like a fake nose. But I didn't think anything of it. I didn't like...
You recognized him, though.
After he pulled it off, yeah.
Oh, you didn't recognize him when he had
it? So it wasn't an effective disguise?
I mean, it looked fake as fuck when I saw him.
Did he have glasses or a hat or anything else?
Yeah, I think he was wearing a hat, but he had a fake nose, and the fake nose was pretty big. It was like Humpty Hump, Humpty Dance.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
That was a bit.
But
he was doing a bit.
That one looked like it was obviously fake. It was attached to a pair of glasses. This was not attached to anything. It was glued to his face.
Yeah, I guess my friend used to be the house sitter and house manager, Tim Sale, who's a Batman artist. My favorite Catwoman, like The Long Halloween. He's a really great artist who's passed now. But he used to case his own house wearing a disguise.
Really?
Yeah, he'd do weird shit outside of his own house while wearing a disguise.
For what? Just because he was a little nuts?
Just to mess with his kids or something?
I don't know. I think he's an artist. That's why.
All right.
But no, I like a handful of his songs, and I do know that my sister, I think, knows his family because they're Irish family here in Seattle. So, and my sister knows fucking everybody.
That's a big deal at all.
Everybody in the Irish community. So.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having a costume on, especially it's your own fucking show, right?
Yeah. Well, if you just want to go and enjoy it and walk around and do your thing,
I mean,
whatever.
He wasn't doing it to be divisive in any way, shape, or form. He was trying to enjoy the venue before the show started.
Well, boys, speaking of dumb, over in New Jersey, specifically Millville, New Jersey, a young lady, 24 years old, named Zaire J. Dennis, decided she really wanted to pet a tiger. So she hopped a fence she hopped a zoo barrier at the zoo, went up to the fence line and put her hand in the tiger habitat and tried to pet it. The thing lunged at her with jaws. And she managed to get her hand pulled away, but she was quickly pulled out of there and arrested for
for bad behavior.
Can we blame TikTok for this? Because there's a sound that was going around for a while called "I want to pet the danger floof."
The danger flip. Tigers are for real. Or she is a mental patient.
Well, she was charged with defiant trespassing, which I'm not sure what that is.
I don't know, but I kind of like it.
And violating two city ordinances.
Yeah.
The only thing I think in defiant trespassing is there was signs everywhere that said no, absolutely no trespassing.
Aggressive fencing. The tigers, because we were doing our favorite memes or whatever.
Yeah.
I have one that is exactly that. A tiger coming after somebody.
Nice.
And it's chilling.
Yeah.
It's chilling. Tigers do not play.
Is it the photo of a little kid on one side of a glass and the tiger's
No, there's a guy on top of a caravan, and going down the road and in the grass, and he's got a stick because he's smacking his animals or whatever. And out of the grass comes a fucking tiger and goes coming straight the fuck for him.
Dang.
It's fucked up.
Tigers aren't small creatures.
No.
They're 1,200 pounds.
Imagine, and our ancestors had to run from the really big ones, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's ancestors.
Yeah.
We were underground.
I saw a video. Today similar to that where it was this guy was riding his bike down a road and a mountain lion jumps out and tackles him as he's riding his bike.
And I don't know. Elbows is all I can think of. How do you get away?
Yeah.
He pounces the guy and then takes off because I guess a car was coming.
Man.
And the guy gets up and goes, "What the hell?" And then rides his bike off in the opposite direction.
Fuck, as fast as possible,
Hell
man.
yeah.
I think if they miss the neck, maybe they'll bolt. Right? Because if
they don't get a good hold.
Yeah, because they want to grab the neck and then do the evisceration bite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they want that neck, and I think if they miss the neck, they'll bolt.
Okay.
Because they don't want to fight somebody.
That makes sense, yeah.
Cats are for real, man.
Shit, man, I watched Tiger King.
I
watched Tiger King back in the pandemic.
I took that video, made a meme video out of it, where it was you're minding your own business, intrusive thoughts. And then you spend the rest of the day figuring, what the fuck was that?
Tiger King was insane. Ligers and shit. Just nuts. The whole thing's
I never
nuts.
watched that show.
It's bonkers. It's good TV.
No desire whatsoever to watch it.
And now the chimp one is out.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Is that the one where the lady gets her face ripped off?
No, I don't know, but hopefully not, because she's a lady who adopted a chimp or whatever for years. It's by the same.
Is it named Bubbles?
I don't know. But there also are really dangerous creatures.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It will fuck you up.
Yeah, isn't that in Nope? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's right.
Because, how do you fight one of those unsuccessfully? That's
right.
Because they
got
and
moves.
they fight dirty.
They don't give a shit.
Oh, man.
And they'll throw poop at you.
Again, the best I have to offer in close quarters like that is elbows, and I will.
I'm not 100% on the headbutt, but if it works for you, get in there and do it.
Elbow, elbow, elbow.
Elbow. Dang. Tiger. Boys, an Indiana man, speaking of crimes, an Indiana man attempted to put poisonous off-white powdery substances into his wife's Coca-Cola so he could kill her and marry her daughter, according to state court records. So 71-year-old Alfred Ruff pleaded guilty to aggravated battery in July for trying to poison his wife. What he was doing was he was mixing cocaine, MDMA, and benzos and dropping it into her Coca-Cola so she would get sick and go to sleep, and then he could go out and have relations with her daughter, who's like 30-something. But eventually the daughter was like, hey, let's get mom out of the way and then you can marry me and we can be together. So he was trying to up the dose on her until she started to notice, she started to suspect stuff, and after she finished a drink, she cut the can open and noticed all this white powder shit at the bottom of her soda can. And then it was like, oh, call the police, and they figured out what it was: cocaine, benzos, and MDMA.
Jeez, where's he scoring the
That's what I'm wondering.
Hey, and he's 70 what?
71 years old.
Oh my God.
I think he was 70 when all this went down, but the wife's daughter is 31, but they wanted the wife out of the way so that they could be together. I mean, there's other ways to go about it, folks.
I mean, get a divorce.
That's just some psycho shit.
That's some psycho shit, man.
That's Indiana, you say?
Indiana.
Yeah, I'm never going to Indiana.
Well,
I have no desire to go there.
No, they got ticks.
Jeez. Boys, did you hear this? A fun story. This is a happy story. Thor. Chris Hemsworth learned to play guitar, and then he decided he wanted to play drums and learn how to play an Ed Sheeran song, and ended up getting on the stage with Ed Sheeran in Romania. And they played on the track, and I'm not an Ed Sheeran guy, Thinking Out Loud, which I guess is maybe one of his more famous ones.
I don't know.
In front of 70,000 fans.
Wow.
So he introduces Hemsworth, comes out, big, hulky hunk of a man, comes out, and the crowd's going wild, and he gets up and he actually plays the drums to the song.
Jeez, that's great.
Right? I guess Hemsworth has a show on Disney Plus. It's called Limitless, and it's kind of a cool show. It's where he pushes himself both physically and mentally to master new things in the hopes that it will keep him sharper and live longer.
Jeez.
So there's all kines of challenges that he presents to himself.
That's a great way to live.
It's a great way to live, especially somebody that probably doesn't ever have to really...
Right? That guy's,
doesn't have to work again, right? Didn't he go through a health scare or something?
I don't know.
Todd might know more about that, but I thought he went through some kind of health scare.
Yeah, because his back almost broke from all the riz he's carrying around. It's like, save some fucking charisma for the rest of us, bro. You got like...
He got overload.
51% of the human supply.
Well, him and Chris Evans, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
My money's on Shakara Richardson.
Who?
The sprinter. She's a apex human. She's my favorite human being. No. Besides my loved ones.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Besides me.
You know what I mean? But as far as like famous people's. Yeah,
right.
In the loved ones category.
Well, we're just buying some time because this next story, Todd would know more about. The new The Crow is bombing at the box office. It only made $4.6 million in opening weekend on a $50 million budget. So they're already considering it a flop. That's not going to be able to recoup or at least make money on the...
Are either of you planning on seeing it at all?
Probably when it comes out on free.
Do you care if I give any spoilers?
I mean, we know the Crow story, right?
So yeah, you know the story. The biggest difference between the two, other than the visual.
You're talking about the original Eric Draven.
Yeah, the original movie with Brandon Lee versus this one.
The tragic.
The story has more detail in this one, so you find out how they meet. you find out, how they fell in love and all that other shit. But they don't do like the Devil's Night and then getting married the night before Halloween, blah 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 blah. They don't do any of that.
And it's not set up as a prequel or anything.
No, it is the same story.
Oh, there we go.
It just has more detail to it. The other thing that's different from the original movie is that the bad guy is supernatural.
As opposed to just Draven.
Super creepy.
Yeah, because in the original, Eric Draven is the one who's got the superpowers and whatnot.
Yeah.
The bad guy in this has it's very similar to like the show Preacher, where the guy has the voice of God. He can
whammy.
He can compel people to do things.
So dicky.
Speaking of Preacher, just not to interrupt, but it's coming out on Netflix.
It is. It's on Netflix
now, so if you haven't seen it,
all 4 seasons of it. Yeah.
It was a bit much for me. It's Garth.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Not the TV show, but the comic.
The comic, yeah.
The show, I haven't read the comic, but the show I really enjoyed.
I
enjoyed it.
Okay, because the comic's rough. It is.
I mean, it has.
Yeah, it doesn't go as far as the comic.
Okay, well, that's
too,
nice.
but there are some. There's some
gore.
If you
to
watch
it.
The Boys, then you're okay watching The Preacher.
The Boys is some extra.
Yeah. Boys is probably more extra, I think, than
Yeah. I mean, Assface was like was really off-putting the first few times I watched it.
Yeah, it's hard to look at.
Yeah, but as far as the Crow 2024, I say it's worth watching as long as you go in thinking do not compare it to the original movie, because you're gonna hate this movie. If you go and going into watching a new version, a alternate universe, if you have to like give yourself something to kind of make excuses for the choices that were made in the movie. I like I said, I didn't hate it, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to watch it again.
It's a well done film, though.
Yeah, I mean the special effects were pretty cool.
Bill Skarsgård.
Skarsgård was, he's not a bad actor. And in fact,
no, he's done great stuff.
What's he been in?
He was He was Pennywise.
I didn't watch that because I
freaked you out.
can't watch that.
Yeah. He's been in a lot of stuff. He was in that TV show on Netflix about the horror. He played shit. Come back to me. I'll think about that show.
But he does a good job.
I mean, his version of Eric Draven is more modern, so he has like face tattoos, and he looks like if Machine Gun Kelly like chilled on the tattoos, because he's like covered head to toe in tattoos now. So he looks kind of like that if Machine Gun Kelly had like a really weird looking mullet. So he looks like a cross between Machine Gun Kelly and like the Joker from Suicide Squad. He has,
the Jared Leto.
The Jared Leto, yeah. But I mean, he is not as much of a musician as the original one was. I mean, he does play music in this movie, and the two of them play together. They're creating a song or whatever in one scene. But
two of
him and Shelley. Him and Shelley.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, they weren't married in this. They didn't get married in this. They were just dating, and.
Knocking boots.
Knocking boots.
Yeah.
The bad guys, no Top Dollar, none of the Skank, none
of those guys. Yeah, I mean there were other like lower minions that got killed, but it wasn't like you didn't have the Jokers, Rogues Gallery kind of thing.
Fight scenes were good.
Fight sequences were fun to watch, for sure, yeah. But like I said, it's not something I'm going to go out of my way to watch a second or third time. It was good to watch, though. I mean, like, if I want to watch The Crow, I'll watch the original one from '94.
Yeah, still watch.
Which I got to remind myself to watch.
And like I said, I think the biggest thing for me was, like, this had good music, but it didn't feel like it fit. You know what I mean? It was a lot of, like, early... It sounded like stuff you'd hear, like, on a new wave radio station in the 80s. I didn't recognize any of the songs, but they sounded like, God damn it.
Kind of Depeche Mode
kind of sounding, and, that kind of era of music.
A lot of synth.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. I wonder why does it take place in the 80s?
I don't think it does, because he doesn't look like he's from the 80s. He looks like he's from now.
Yeah, because the original, the Brandon Lee one takes place, and it's a very high industrial sort of rock metal. I mean, we're talking Cure and Nine Inch Nails and stuff like that in the original film. But
Great
it fit
soundtrack.
the era. Yeah, great soundtrack. But it fit
amazing soundtrack.
Fit the era, fit the film. The original film kind of almost feels very comic booky to me as I rewatch it. Did this feel like it was comic book, or did it feel like it was?
With the special effects, it kind of has kind of like, like surreal type things happening. Like there's these sequences where he kind of like when he dies, he like reappears in like this subway station that looks like it's been run down for decades, and there's a guy in there, kind of his mentor. So it kind of felt like if Little Nicky and what was the other one? Spawn, kind of like kind of pieced together.
And thank God somebody made that. Little Nicky plus Spawn.
Yeah, I mean, the original, I could almost take any scene and you could almost see it as a cell in the comic book, right?
Yeah, I need to revisit.
Honestly, I think I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on that movie. So when it comes out, I want to hear what you guys think of it.
Yeah. Oh, I bet I'll watch it once it comes to service or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll rent it, but
if nothing else,
nothing else to watch.
If nothing else, I'll find it on the internet, and then we can all watch it at my house or something.
All right.
Jeez.
Right on. Well, speaking of bros, I don't know. Farmer bro, Martin Shkreli, is that how you spell his name?
Yeah.
The guy, remember we talked about this, the company owned, they ended up, the government had to auction off the Wu-Tangs, the Life of Shaolin, or Once Upon a Time in Shaolin, or something like that.
Yeah,
but there's only one copy.
There's only one copy of it on the planet.
The NFT.
Yeah, basically, right?
Yeah. So he paid $2 million for it, and the company that ended up buying it in auction is like Pleaser Dow or something like that. I don't know. But they are suing him to make sure that they get all the copies from him, because he's been making statements like, I paid $2 million for this thing. Do you think that I wouldn't have copies of it all over the world in different safes and shit like that?
Point of it, that you couldn't
well, I don't know if it was encrypted or what.
Well, but I think that's a breach of contract.
Just making these comments. He's like, I'm not stupid. I don't buy something for $2 million just so I can't keep one copy. So I can keep one copy.
Maybe it's not a breach. If it's not, it's not. If it is, it is.
So they're trying to make sure that he cannot possess, use, disseminate, or sell any interest in the album. Remember, they were going to try to put out like little snippets, little samplers of all the songs on there for $1 or something like that. I'm almost tempted to spend the buck.
Kinda, but I mean, to experience Wu-Tang, dive in.
With my luck, I would spend the $1, and then I would get that piece of dead air between songs.
Yeah, between songs. So,
get the last like note and then dead air, and then opening note, nothing. That's all.
And guess what? That's what you get for $1.
That's what you got for $1. Spend another $1. We'll give you more. Boys, another music story. I thought this was fascinating. I don't know if you've heard of this band, any of you. Cancer Christ. Did you hear about this?
The name sounds familiar, but I don't know if I know.
It's a hardcore thrash band, and the lead singer, named Anthony Melhalf, I think is how you pronounce his name. He was arrested after engaging in a series of bizarre and dangerous acts surrounding Yosemite National Park. He's 40 years old. He was arrested and faces charges of vandalism, vehicle theft, reckless driving, kidnapping, theft, first-degree burglary, robbery, obstructing an officer, and battery. So apparently he goes into this diner.
Bad day.
Yeah, he goes into this diner. He approaches a pregnant waitress, touches her belly, and says, "The spirits led me to you, and your baby belongs to me."
Oh, he's having a psychotic break, dude.
He then was asked to leave, and on his way out, he was like, "When's your break? I'll be waiting for you," and shit like that. And then he allegedly stole several drinks, assaulted another employee of the restaurant, and then sped off in his vehicle towards Yosemite National Park, where he stripped down to his underwear before attempting to kidnap a store manager. He then stole the manager's car, rammed it into another vehicle on a local road, crashed again, and was taken into custody just outside the town of Oakhurst. Lastly, during an assessment at a local hospital, he assaulted deputies.
Oh, man.
This guy was supposed to go open for a little band called Guar.
Oh, man.
A little band, yeah.
Next month, his band was going to open
he had a
for
band.
Gwar on their next tour. But now I guess what's happening is the guitarist of Cancer Christ, is that the name I said?
Yeah.
The guitarist of Cancer Christ is the new guitarist for Gwar because the regular guitarist is stepping down. I know they've had a revolving door of people.
Well, I mean, since the singer died like 4 years ago, it's
it was always just been him for the longest time.
I mean,
right?
it was him and like 3 other guys.
Well, I think they all rotate, like they last a couple of years, and then somebody would leave, and they bring somebody else in.
Or maybe they would just reuse the same costumes and have different people
playing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like, holy crap, man.
Yeah, that's either drugs or a psychotic break, right?
So. It's
because that's not a pattern of crime. That's a dude freaking the fuck out.
Just a litany of stuff,
but still,
man.
that's a lot.
That's a lot.
And if it wasn't a psychotic break, then fuck it, right?
Hope everybody's all right.
You can't fucking touch pregnant ladies, dude. It's not cool.
It's not cool at all.
Yeah, kidnapping's a big one. And then the minute you assault deputies and shit, they're like, this guy.
We don't play that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Jesus.
Jeez, nobody got this on video?
Nobody. The only thing I saw was a picture of him being arrested while he was in his underwear.
Oh man, that's a bad day.
That's definitely a psychotic break, and it's possible it's drug induced, but it's also could just be that
it happens. At 40 is a little late for like schizophrenic breaks, but you're never totally out of the woods.
I mean, it could happen if he stopped taking his meds, if he's on medication.
That's true. Oh yeah.
Because that's pretty much what happens to Arthur Fleck in the Joker movie. He loses access to his medication, and he starts to have like psychotic break throughout the movie. The system fails him. His insurance no longer covers his medication, kind of thing.
Boys, very last Olympic story of 2025. I promise. I just thought this was kind of cute.
2025?
Of 2024, sorry. Pakistan had its first medal winner in 32 years.
Wow.
Pakistan hadn't won a medal since 1992 when they won as a team sport for field hockey. So this guy, his name is Arshad Nadeem. He won the individual gold for javelin throwing.
Wow.
Keep in mind, this guy grew up in a mud hut with like 10 brothers and sisters. The family didn't have a lot.
Did he really?
Yeah. And he, I think it was juniper trees or something that he would carve into javelins and put like a homemade steel head on and practice throwing them in the backyard when he's a kid, right? Yeah. Just to do this. Man. So he gets back home with his gold medal and he received about $1 million in cash and prizes from the country, which is just great, including a Honda Civic, brand new Honda Civic, which was given to him by the governor of the province that he's from, and a Buffalo. He got a Buffalo.
Kid's balling. That's
so
great.
Buffalo is considered one of the most honorable and valuable gifts. I think it was his father-in-law that gave him this because they are a money-making machine. They produce milk, and you can stud them out and do all these things. So
one or the other.
Well, one or the other. Yes, indeed. Good on him. It's just a fascinating story.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Disney turns that into a movie.
They probably will. But they'll make him American.
Yeah.
I mean, wasn't it Disney did the Jamaican bobsled team?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Cool Runnings. That was
John Candy.
Javelin practice keeps the riffraff out of your yard.
That's right.
Jamaican bobsled. The concept of that confused me, and I was like, I'll watch the movie just because I want to see how this worked out, because there's no. Do they have snow in Jamaica? That's what I was. No, they don't.
None whatsoever.
You know how they?
You know what they do have is some really good chicken.
Oh, nice.
Jerk chicken down there is great.
Have you been to Jamaica?
I've been to Jamaica.
I did not know this.
Yeah, Jamaica's kind of a cool place. I mean, it's not. It's cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Got chicken. Food's nice.
Got food. Good food. Good rum. Good food. Let's see, I already talked about this. Preacher is now on Netflix, if you haven't seen it.
I love that show.
Yeah, it's a good show. And that was executive produced by Seth Rogen and his buddy... that guy.
I can't remember. Those two are have done several shows since then, and all of them have been really good.
Yeah. How many seasons in Preacher?
4.
Right?
Yeah. Jeez, right on.
Yeah. Yeah. The first season is kind of a prequel to the comics. And then the second season, well, kind of a prequel, kind of a origin, but it doesn't go through that in the comics that I remember. But yeah, and they, changed the story a little bit from the comics just to, because it's a TV show, not a book.
Yeah.
So, but
I mean, it was on AMC, so there wasn't really any censorship of words, so they could say whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
And there was a fair amount of blood and guts. I would say.
Who's the lead actress? Last name Nega. I can't remember her.
I don't remember, but she was gorgeous.
She's adorable. She's been in a ton of stuff lately.
She's an Irish actress too. If
is she Irish?
Yeah,
even better.
Yeah, Irish, and then like the Dominic, the guy who plays the preacher, is also British. Because he was in I think both of the ABBA movies. Mamma Mia. He was like the love interest.
Jeez. Yeah, I don't know that one.
She plays preacher's girlfriend, kind of on and off. But she was in that movie Loving, about the Lovings, the couple that were
from the
first.
1700s? The
No.
1800s. Oh, the 1950s.
1970s.
Oh, is it the 70s?
Well, I don't remember when they got
think
married.
I want to say it was 52 or 3 or something.
Was it that early?
Yeah. Dang!
Yeah. White
we already
white
thrown people into
husband.
space at that point, man. You know what I mean? It's like that's way late in the game.
Oh, she was born in Ethiopia.
Oh, jeez.
But she did go to Trinity College in Dublin. So yeah, man. Loving. 1958, Mike. Married in 1958.
My cousin
Central
Andrew
Point,
is
Virginia.
My cousin Andrew is a professor at Trinity College.
Oh, that's right.
I've been to Trinity College.
Yeah, you stopped by the campus.
Yeah, it's a beautiful campus. Went to the long room, which is the library there, which is just super cool. Unfortunately, they were unfortunately for us, not unfortunately for the library, but they had taken all the books down because they were being cataloged, they were being cleaned, and they were being and I don't know about digitized, but they were doing preventative maintenance with them, and then cataloging them all and electronically,
probably putting like barcodes on them and stuff.
Yeah, something like that.
So they can keep track of them.
So most of the shelves were empty. Burn it. Oscar Wilde, burn it. No, I did wander up to the Oscar Wilde. No, but well, he may have. His statue for Oscar Wilde is in a park that's about maybe a mile, maybe half a mile from the college campus. So I wandered up there by myself to check out the.
He was the
got some
James
cool
Baldwin
pictures
of his time.
Yes, he was. Yeah,
Just a kick.
Holy moly, boys! I don't know if you saw this. Quentin Tarantino says he will not watch Toy Story 4 because number 3 had a perfect ending.
Yeah, no, he laid
it out.
I watched that clip. It was great.
I mean, he's not wrong. And have you guys seen 4?
Oh yeah.
No. I didn't hate it, but
it was unnecessary, but it was still a good movie.
Yeah,
sure.
It felt like filler. It didn't feel like it really kind of followed the original storyline.
It's already finished. Right? We have an emotional closure to it. Wait, he brought up The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, that was the other one that he brought.
Because they're remaking it.
Oh, I don't know. He just said that was a perfect
trilogy. Yeah. He said, quote, "In the case of Toy Story, the third one is just magnificent. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen, and if you've seen the other 2, then it's devastating. He says number 4 could very well be good, but he doesn't care to watch it. Nobody tell him, though, that number 5 is already in the works. It's slated for a 2026 release.
I mean, basically, it's just the end of 3 is when the little girl gets the toys, right?
Yes. Yeah, and Andy goes off to college, and it's a perfect friggin' ending. They get to just continue on.
It basically starts over in number 4 because he's now the owner of the toy.
Was she the one that were they on the RV? Was she on the RV or something? And that's how they got out of the thing.
RV.
Because that's how Woody got lost, and then he found the lamp with the little Bo Peep and the lamp and all that stuff.
I don't know about maybe I don't remember an RV. All I remember is that there was a carnival in like a toy store. like an antique store.
Antique store, yeah. And that's where he finds Bo Peep again, because at some point she had been sold as a collectible lamp or something. But she reunited, and that's Annie Potts, who reunites with
Woody.
Which is great. And then Forky was just such a great like existential experiment in. I mean, if you watch it, Mike, the little girl creates a fork toy, puts like googly eyes on a fork, and now it's a toy, so it comes alive. But he's like, I don't. What am I? Right?
Yeah.
He's a fork with googly eyes, and he has pipe cleaners as arms and legs.
That's right. Yeah.
Cute.
Which was even funnier is that Disney actually made that an actual toy. So you'd spend $25
on the Forky.
On the Forky,
We just go buy a fork and some googly eyes and some pipe cleaners and do it yourself.
Make yourself your own fucking Forky for considerably less money than
just the name Forky.
Sure.
I think, wasn't he a spork too?
I think he might have been a spork,
Nice.
Just crazy.
For safety's sake.
Yeah. No, I mean, I tend to agree with him, but at the same time, it's not a bad movie, so it's kind of hard to, I don't know.
No, and there is something to be said for knowing when to call it quits, I guess.
It really is, yeah.
But,
I mean,
I guess.
it's a moneymaker for Disney. They're not going to stop.
It's a solid. Yeah, why would they?
I mean, would I have liked to seen another Man with No Name, Clint Eastwood, spaghetti western?
Sure.
If it was done well. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, It's like Indiana Jones, right? We got as many as we could, but I wish that, he had signed on for like 5 movies when he was young, right? When he was in his 30s and 40s. Do one every couple of years, man, because I would have loved more Indiana Jones adventure.
I wish
Disney, and people are going to hate me for this, but I wish Disney would just reboot Indiana Jones and start over, because that is a great series of movies. And Harrison Ford made the character great, but I think somebody else could also do well.
Or even as a show, I know they did the young
Indiana Jones,
and that's on Disney Plus. You can watch that. It's from like '94.
Something,
like that early.
But now we got CGI.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It would make it less expensive and
to do the big expansive.
Because that way he can be on location anywhere.
Anywhere in the world.
They have to send him to Libya or whatever.
Right.
I mean, they have that digital wall for the Mandalorian stuff. Where they can have the background be whatever they want.
Yeah, it just cuts down production costs, I would think. I mean, I can't believe it doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can see them. Yeah, sure.
I was honestly.
I was looking at Metallica, to be honest. When I said that,
what?
They should have stopped after Injustice.
Honestly, I think my favorite album of theirs is probably the first one that really got me into them was the Black Album. And
that's right. No, we've had this discussion. Yeah, that's great.
I know a lot of old school fans they sold out after the first 3 albums. I'm like, okay.
I don't know about that.
They made it big after those first 3 albums for sure.
Yeah. And sellouts don't play 4-hour shows, right?
Right. Yeah.
For 30 years.
For mass. I think they're in town like this weekend or something, right?
Is it this
I think so. Or it's coming up.
It's coming up, and they're touring with some other big band.
Yeah, it's like
Wolfgang, right?
Oh, maybe.
Mastodon or whatever his band.
Yeah. Five Finger Death Punch.
Isn't it Wolfgang's band? Isn't that Mastodon?
Yeah. No, Mammoth. Yeah.
VW.
No, Mastodon is that one guy.
Yeah.
I get those two mixed up.
Mammoth VWH is what he calls it.
Nice.
Or WVH. Yeah. Wolfgang Van.
Wolfgang.
Yeah. Because, I think all the albums are him. Like, he's doing all the instruments and stuff.
That's cool. So he just gets a studio band.
I think so.
Touring.
Some of the videos that he's done, which are kind of fun, is him playing the role of all the guys, and he's picking on himself. Like, you came in late on that.
Yeah.
That's funny. I remember seeing a video of him just going off on his dad's fans after his dad passed away. He's like, no, I am not going to do my dad's music. No, I'm not going to do this. No, I'm not going to do that. Stop fucking asking me. And I'm like, dude, yeah, exactly. Why would you want his kid to continue on with his dad stuff when he could do his own stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it may be fun to come out. I would love to see
the
him.
Lennon kids get that. It's like,
I would love to see him come out and do one or two during his set, but he's got some good songs, so
He does,
on his own.
He
isn't
has.
there a thing where Dave Grohl's pretending to play Eruption or something, but it ends up being Wolfgang?
Oh yeah.
So it's like,
Was that at the Taylor Hawkins thing, or was that just
I think it was,
another thing?
So I mean, he's not.
There's a-
and I mean, if that's your legacy, dude, it's not terrible.
No.
Right, your dad was Eddie Van Halen. You're not mad about that.
Well, you should.
Come on.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
your
get,
mom's Valerie
I
Bird.
get it.
Yeah,
I
I
get
mean,
it.
come
You know,
on.
you don't. He
Yeah.
had to like, get beyond, his uncle and his dad as far as music goes, because they are huge, right?
Yeah, I know.
So you have to be able to like, hey, this is what I can do. I can do as well as my dad and my uncle, but I do my own thing. I don't have to do their stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. And I feel bad for like bands that have been around for Stones or Def Leppard or whatever. They have to play Pour Some Sugar on Me or Satisfaction or something. They just feel compelled to do so, and I don't think that's fair for us, the listener, to demand such things. But I know I know they feel pressure to do. I don't know that, but
and then there's,
I feel like they feel pressure.
And then there's guys like Jason Bonham who wants to do his dad's stuff, but his uncle said no. That's our stuff.
His uncle being
His uncle's
Lance,
plural.
yeah.
Like he calls the guys in Led Zeppelin his uncles.
I mean, they've gotten together to play a couple of times.
They have, but
Plants even said, "Man, I don't have the range for Led Zeppelin stuff anymore." It's like, and he's perfectly happy.
Yeah, and that
with
was
his Alison
I mean,
Krauss.
they stopped in the 70s. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
And
Let
you
it
know
be
what?
free.
And Jason has done tours where he does his dad's band stuff. But it's not like he doesn't tour as Zeppelin. He tours as Jason Bonham with X, Y, and Z as the backup for him and whatever else. And
he's playing with the Sammy Hagar.
Yeah.
And I saw them last year, and it was fucking fantastic. Jason says, Uncle Robert said it was okay to play this song, so here we go. And they start, I think it was Immigrant Song. They start playing Immigrant Song, and I was like, he calls him Uncle Robert? That's
great.
Cool.
I mean, I would.
Sure. No, that's delightful. And dude, Sammy Hagar that's a dream job.
Yeah.
That's a dream job because he's not, I mean, he's a professional, but he doesn't have a mean bone in his body, dude.
Dude, he is like the chillest dude I've ever seen. He would talk in between songs, so like the guys could like swap out instruments or
and it's Michael Anthony on bass,
right?
I mean, come on.
And so because Michael Anthony's his bass player, he goes, we've been playing a lot of my era of my previous band, so me and so and so are going to take a break, and then Michael is going to do a song for you guys. And Michael starts playing the bass line for Hot for Teacher.
Nice.
And he sang that song. Michael did. So yeah, it was really good.
Right on. Man, oh man, boys. Well, speaking of, rest in peace, folks, and I don't know this guy, but I saw a ton of news articles on this, so I'm hoping that you guys know, but pro wrestler Sid Vicious has passed away.
Yeah, he was coming in right around the time that I stopped watching wrestling.
Okay. It was sometime in the early 90s.
He was a big dude. I mean, he just was all fucking muscle.
Well, the picture I saw was him wrestling Hogan in the ring, but he had a severe career-ending. Didn't he bust his leg and like the bone popped out of
I didn't see it because that was after I stopped
fracture in the ring in front of WrestleMania fans or whatever it is. Yeah,
he got like a $50 gift certificate as an injury bonus. He did.
He got a gift
Should
card.
have listened to a friend of the show, Jesse.
Jesse.
He got a gift card for Ross.
Yeah, something. Yeah. Oh man.
You're gonna need an outfit to go apply at Kohl's or.
Oh man, poor guy.
You can go work
How
for.
he passed? Battling cancer.
Battling cancer.
63. My mom was 63.
Man.
Terrible.
Yeah. And he was a big dude. That's all I remember. I just remember him just towering.
He had a real last name. Is it Dooley or Dewey or something like that? I apologize. I didn't write it down.
Large blonde dude is all I remember.
Yeah, he did look incredibly big. So, man, Yeah, 1 minute you're on top of the world wrestling in front of 10, 20,000 fans, and the next minute you got a busted leg, and
yeah.
I don't know what you're doing.
When he came out in wrestling, I was like, why does this guy have to borrow from like some punk singer? Like,
it's a great name.
I mean, I would imagine that, at that point, the original Sid Vicious had been dead for a number of years.
Yeah, for a long time. 81?
Yeah, geez, 79 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Jeez. I don't know.
He does a great version of My Way, though. He really
does.
So it's a great version. It's by far my favorite.
Yeah.
It's
Sidney
a really
Raymond
good song.
Udy.
And Steve Jones. Yeah.
Eudy. E-U-D-Y is his last name.
Eudy?
Yeah. Udy, I would imagine. But yeah, that's Sid Vicious. Yeah, he's a big dude.
Yeah. Was he, anybody know if he was like, he probably wasn't Hogan level? Was he like
he's 6'9".
No, I just mean star power.
Star power.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that big, but
I mean, he was
on that top roster guy.
Was he a top roster guy?
Wasn't he on WCW too?
I want to say yes.
Because that's kind of why I remember him.
At the time,
he was part of, wasn't he also part of like the New World Order?
Maybe
too?
It kind of rings a bell, but it's hard to, you know.
Because I mean, he was one of those guys that would stand next to what was his name?
Those guys were all huge, man.
The guy who played the Russian in the Punisher movie. You know what I'm talking about?
Which Punisher movie?
The one with John Travolta.
I don't know.
I don't know who
the Russian, the big tall blonde dude, and he got the knife stuck in his chest.
Oh man!
He's a wrestler, and Big Diesel, I think, is one of his nicknames.
Oh, I'm picturing who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Not Triple H, but
no, Scott
Hall.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I think it might have been Scott Hall. Either way, he was one of the New World Order guys, and he was like also like nearly 8 feet tall. He was a huge guy, and Sid Vicious was one of the few guys that would stand like eye to eye to him.
Wow.
Oh, Big Show.
Big Show was also
that's who I was thinking of.
Big Show was like the junior version of Andre the Giant, because he was like the new Giant.
Yeah.
And then they got after Big Show was college.
Yeah, how long is your career going? This is kind of off topic, I guess.
I mean, if you're Hogan, right? Because you market yourself, but
because I know that there's additions to things to where you're not hitting that hard, but you're still hitting.
You're still a stuntman taking punches.
You're picking
it's a lot.
Picking a 6 foot, 290 pound dude
your back out,
up and over and slamming them down. You're coming off the top rope. You're doing all kinds of stuff.
It is work.
The fights are choreographed, but they're not fake.
No.
They are legitimately hitting each other, and they are doing damage to one another, but it's not as damaging if they were doing a real, like, street fight.
It's just, or they would be dead.
Yeah.
Although now the bare knuckle thing came back, so that's a real sport right now. It's like, oh, good. People were really calling for that to come back? That's rough.
That's Man, oh man. Boys, I could use a little advice. We didn't have anybody call in for advice, but if you guys want to give me some advice.
Sure, what is it?
Here's a weird little thing, and this happened a lot last year. My kid is starting high school again, just yesterday. And for lunch, we usually pack her a lot of snacks because she's also doing swimming after. So we'll pack a lot of junk into her backpack. So we're talking like apple slices, banana, chips, crackers, Hawaiian rolls. I mean, not all at the same time, but different stuff. But we found out last year that she shows up to school and she'll open up her backpack and her friends will all start grabbing up chips goods? Or what, all her goods.
Yeah.
And they'll eat it, and she's like, I'm hungry. I'm like, what about all the stuff? Well, so-and-so ate that, and so-and-so grabbed this. I'm like, you got to tell them no. You got to say, hey, I did. This is for me.
Yeah.
I packed it.
I got a scrub.
So then last year, and I don't know why I did this, I started packing a couple extra things just to make sure. I said, put these in the bottom of your backpack so nobody notices them until, the end. And it's not really a bullying situation where they're taking her food. Yeah. It's more like they're her good friends, and she doesn't know how to tell them no, right?
But she does want to tell them no?
I think she does because she gets hungry enough. I'm like, well, I'll give you a couple bucks for school lunch then. Yeah. And she's like, no, I don't want to go do the hot lunch or anything like that.
She puts some Limburger sandwiches on top. So that'll be the...
Have at it.
Yeah,
have at it.
Firewall.
Yeah. What is it, the boar's head right now that's got the listeria in it? That'll teach them.
This is what I would do. I would have a secondary bag inside your bag with your stuff that you want to keep for yourself.
Yeah.
Don't open that in front of your
when
friends.
does she get to eat that?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean? Because if they're grabbing her stuff at lunch or whatever, when she's supposed
it's not
to eat
always. It didn't say. Well, this is last year, so it didn't seem like it was always at lunch. It seemed like it was in one of the periods she would get in and try to grab a snack, but they sort of knew, and we don't. I don't want to say that we pack good stuff, right? There's good stuff in there. There's brand name junk, stuff like that. So she's not going without like we did as kids, right?
Yeah. So, they just didn't have snacks like they have today.
They don't.
Right?
They didn't.
Oh,
they didn't have the Dynamitas and the asteroid hot Cheeto puff
there's
balls.
like a roll-up thing, fruit leather.
Oh yeah.
Homemade fruit leather.
Before there was the fruit roll up, there was the fruit leather, which was the knockoff brand.
Yeah. I was telling her that for lunch that I would take in high school was like a Velveeta sandwich, which was white bread, mayonnaise, and Velveeta cheese, and that was like I would have like 2 of those, right, and then maybe some like leftover corn chips or some cereal that I'd pour into a bag, and
that's good thinking.
and that's but so I'm sort of conflicted because the reason I'm conflicted is one, I'm trying to teach her how to stand up and say, hey, no, you got you guys, but they're also kids, right? And if they're hungry too, I don't want I'm not trying to deny, but I'm not their parent.
You're
right?
not responsible for those kids.
I'm not, but they're
and
good
once
kids.
in a while, an emergency is different.
That's true.
But just coming back to the same well, but not digging it out.
Well, now they know, right? It's like,
it's a brand new year, so it's a brand new time.
I'm hoping
to do
she
that.
can stand up.
Yeah.
You know what you could
now's
do?
the time to set those habits.
Do you think that if you wrote a note saying this is for, I can't remember your child's
that might
name.
be ridicule or whatever.
But I'm just saying, that way she can say, well, my mom and my dad put this in there for me, and I really can't say no to my parents.
I did get pissed one day, and I said, hey, if you want me to, I'll call their parents and say, hey, could you please send your kids with some food to school, because I can't afford to keep feeding your kids. And then tell them, they're rating my daughter's lunch every day.
Every day.
Yeah. She's like, Daddy, don't do that.
That doesn't sound like friends to me that are just eating all your food.
It depends. I get it.
It depends. I mean, and she sort of, and I'm not victim blaming, but she sort of set herself up, and she's not saying no, so they don't know to not do it, right?
Yeah. But now's the time because it's a brand new year.
Yeah,
brand new year, so she can train her friends.
New year, hopefully new kids, and those kids that did that last year aren't.
One of them's not at the school. One of them is. The 2 main, but there's also
and you could also say that she can say that she's starting to pay for snacks now.
Oh,
so that's coming out of her,
buy it out of her allowance.
So that's coming out of her pocket.
If she wants the hot Cheetos,
and that doesn't actually have to happen, but she can be allowed to say that because that gives her a way to save face with her friends. You know what I mean?
Invite those kids over to the house and let you and your wife.
Out of them.
No. Let you guys say, look, that food is for her and her only. Please stop eating her food.
Yeah. I mean,
atomic.
I'm with you, and I suggested that. I said, "Do you want me to tell him?" And she's like, "No, that'd be so embarrassing, Dad."
Yeah, that'd be worse.
I'm
like, but you got to tell him.
Only lasts for so long, though.
You got to tell him.
Either you have the embarrassment of having your dad tell them to stop fucking eating my kids' food, or you tell them to stop eating my fucking food.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've told her several times she got to stand up. So we'll see. It's only been, this is her second day, was today.
Or,
so
stop giving her lunch, in a bag, and just give her like $10 to eat, and don't give her a choice. Just say this is it.
I don't know what school lunches are like anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
no, and taking stuff's cool, and she likes taking lunch, so that's something she wants to eat.
Well,
that's
and she
something.
needs her snack because end of the day she swims for 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean she needs.
But
she just needs a exit strategy to talk to her friends. So to blame it on the parents or something is a nice easy out.
Yeah, I mean, let you be the bad guy for
100%.
her.
Yeah.
She's a bad.
Yeah.
Stop eating her food, man.
Stop
my
eating
dad
the
said
food.
he's going to make me pay for it.
Oh, you know what you
or
can
he's
do?
going to, you know what I mean, something like that. And even if that's not all true, it
Here's
doesn't
what
matter.
you
It
can
gets her
do.
out.
Get yourself a TikTok account, because I'm sure she has one. Tag her in a video where you're like talking about how these kids are eating her food.
All over her food.
Hey, open up your wallet, a bug flies out, the old dust moth.
I'm going to send her to school with a tot pocket like Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
It's got tater tots. In it.
Yeah.
bag
And
of
you can
tots.
always give her a couple of just some stuff she can stash in her pockets before. But yeah, no, she's an athlete.
Yeah.
It's like they need to.
Yeah, she can.
She's going to be an Olympian.
Well, I don't go that far.
In middle school, although middle school kids are a different breed for sure. Like I remember in middle school wanting to dress a certain way because I wanted to look cool. I remember wanting to hang out with certain people because I thought they were cool people to be around, and that would make me look cool because I was with them. In high school, I stopped caring about that shit because that never worked for me. Associating with cool kids never really worked for me. I was still the weird kid that hang out with those guys. But so yeah, if she limits her time with that person who used to eat her food, like not hanging out with them or just avoiding them while she's trying to have a snack, might be a good idea.
Yeah, maybe pick different
Teach her how to make
times.
a shank. Yeah. She can just guard her food and shit. Like she's.
Her cup of noodles.
Or if you
Prison cup
if
of
you only
noodles.
give her 3 things, and if those are the 3 things she has for the whole day, if she lets her friends eat them, then
That's what I was telling her. I mean, look, this is what I've got for the day, and I've got to, this is my snack, this is my lunch. I got to swim tonight,
Yeah. Yes.
It's like, come on, you guys.
you gotta have boundaries, man.
Yeah.
Going to be a D1 athlete up in here.
Yeah. Or just
Good.
start sending their parents bills for the food.
It's
Right.
$17.50 for.
Yeah.
I don't know. Food ain't free, man.
It's not.
It's not.
And,
For your
and
kid,
again, for
that's
me,
that's
if they were over at the
required
house,
expense.
it's like you help
Yeah.
yourselves with whatever you got. You guys hungry? Go ahead and help yourselves.
That's
Whatever.
because when she's hungry, your primary,
Right.
can always come back for more.
Yes.
Right, but
Yeah.
she doesn't have
But
that
at school,
option.
we don't
at
have that
school.
option,
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it drives me a little crazy for her, and I need her to step up and be.
But it is
assertive.
irritating her. She's not into that behavior.
She doesn't like it because one, she runs out of food and she gets hungry, and 2, she knows it irritates me, and she's like, I don't know how to tell him. It's like you just got to you got to be honest with him and say, look, I give you all 1 chip. And that's all I got for you.
Yeah.
You can't have the whole bag or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
Or
It's nothing.
Make new friends, man. Stop hanging out with
She's got good friends.
Yeah.
They're good kids.
Yeah.
They're just, they're being allowed to take advantage.
And
of
so
it,
they're gonna.
and they're
I mean, you
going
feed
to.
it.
Yeah.
That's just how that is. So that's a deep thing. You
Gotta
keep
learn-
coming back.
Gotta
Why
learn
wouldn't you?
to set boundaries.
But
Hell
give
yeah.
her some cocaine and MDMA to poison
little
them so that
benzos.
she could hang out with their younger.
Give it to them in the morning so they sleep through lunch.
Or if they're asking for something, give them the thing you don't like, or the thing you like the least of what you got.
Aren't those all different, though?
A gummy bear from the bottom of your bag or something else.
Is it like Coke? So benzos are like downers,
Oh,
right?
fuck, I don't know.
Oh, I thought they were downers.
Why are you looking at me?
I have no
How
idea.
dare you?
I'm the whitest of white bread kids. I didn't ever do stuff when I was in high school.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, I would have thought that would give that lady
I was
cardiac
Wonder
arrest.
Bread.
Yeah.
MDMA.
Plus, I don't think, just
Coke.
because something's a powder doesn't mean that it's water soluble.
That's right.
Not everything that's a fucking powder is gonna dissolve into water, you fucking genius.
Yeah. Pour a little aluminum powder in there and let her slowly die of Alzheimer's or whatever.
Oh, my God.
Jesus. It's like...
She'll forget she's taking it.
God, what an idiot. Now he gets to spend the rest of his days in jail at 71 years old.
Oh, that sucks.
Man, and doesn't get to bang the hot 31-year-old.
Oh, my God.
Hot or not.
She's
God.
Appalachian 7.
Oh, my God. Boys, sharing is caring. Speaking of school, anything new, fun, exciting that you've watched, read, listened to?
I mean, other than the Crow remake, I haven't really. I mean, I did finish watching the new season of that '90s show, which was really good. And you do see more of Kevin and Jack.
Yeah, I heard they were going to come back for.
They were in 2 or 3 episodes total.
Yeah, I got to watch that. How many seasons is that?
That's the 3rd season.
This 3rd, okay. Yeah, maybe I do like Red. Red is funny.
Yes. He has a couple really good episodes where it's mostly him.
Nice, yeah. Dumbass.
I know, he's funny.
All right, which one of you gets my foot?
He's the villain in
RoboCop.
In RoboCop.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's perfect.
But now there's an episode, actually the final episode of season 2, where Kevin Smith and Jay Muse show up. All right, whose ass is my foot going into? Or something to that effect.
Nice. Man, Mike, I'm almost done with The Bear. I finished seasons 1 and 2. I'm about 3/4 of the way through 3.
Nice. I think I've just done a couple episodes on 3.
Okay.
The Christmas episode, season 2, right?
Man,
Oh, fuck, that's good acting, man.
And Jamie Lee Curtis is a treasure.
Yes. What an actress.
Yeah.
What an incredible, because you believe every single word she's saying.
Yeah.
So good.
It's so good. And just her ups and downs. And the whole time I'm thinking, why are these people all, except for Sid doesn't really do it, although she's just not into being assertive enough herself. But why are all these people so bound and determined to undercut themselves, right? To blow up their world for nothing, right?
I don't know, but it doesn't seem terribly far-fetched necessarily.
It doesn't, but I start thinking about family trauma. Because then you watch that Christmas scene, or that Christmas episode,
that's why.
And you're
that's
just like,
why they're self-sabotaging, because they all have like
trauma.
Oh yes, because they don't feel. I mean, it's really good, but that is their motivations. For that whole clan. Is that?
I don't know if I want to see this show now.
It's really good TV, man.
It's really good TV.
It's really good TV, and none of it's too heavy duty. It's just very well acted and very believable. It's very believable.
I don't know, but you're talking about like family traumas and that kind of stuff.
Just dysfunction.
I don't really need to watch TV for that. If I want that, I can go talk to my sister and my other sibling.
There's a lot less yelling. Well, most of my relatives are dead, actually. But there used to be a lot of that type of anger being the language. You know what I mean? I think it's a great TV show. I really do.
It really is.
Is it a lot of like what is it? Passive aggressiveness? Is it a lot of that?
There's no passive at all.
Just shouting. Everybody yelling and all the time.
I don't need to watch TV for that. I can go talk to my family.
It is good TV though.
The guy, cousin, he's the new thing. He's the new Ben in the Fantastic Four. The MCU.
Right.
Yes. I didn't realize that. I saw a picture of him today.
Ben Grimm.
Yeah, Ben Grimm. He's the new Ben Grimm.
You know, it's clobbering time.
Yeah. And I'm liking his transition in the Bear too.
Yes.
So. I fucking want them to get out of their own way. I just want to shake them a couple times and just say, dude, you got to just get out of your way. Your own way. But it's great TV. Also been watching Jack Ryan on Amazon.
Jeez,
that's such a good show.
Have you seen it? I watched the first 2 seasons because they go pretty quick.
Well, that's the one with the guy from John Krasinski, right?
Yes.
I haven't seen that. I was thinking of the other one with the big.
Reacher?
Reacher.
Oh no, Reacher's great. Yeah. Reacher far superior than this show.
It's different.
It's different. But the Ryan's not bad.
But it's supposed to be like technically accurate style stuff because it's Tom Clancy, right?
But it is Tom Clancy.
Didn't Tom Cruise play both characters?
No, he wasn't Jack Ryan.
He never played Jack Ryan?
No, it was Alec Baldwin in Hunt for Red October.
Yes, it was.
It was Harrison Ford for like 3 or 4 movies. Ben Affleck for 2 or 3 movies.
Yeah.
And then most recently, Chris Pine was in a one-off.
As a TV show or a movie?
As a movie.
Oh, interesting.
And Kevin Costner was his handler in his movie. I don't think they're making another one. It wasn't great. It was okay.
Yeah.
I watched the Chris Pine. I haven't seen any of the other ones except for Hunt for Red October.
Yeah, I think that's the one I saw.
But yeah, I mean, Krasinski does a decent job. He's a capable guy. The first season superior than the second. I just started the third, which seems like it's going to be a little bit better. But some great actors showing up in it. So
next couple seasons.
Oh, and in The Bear, have you seen some of the guest stars? Man, Saul was in the Christmas episode.
Yeah, did a great job.
Which was great. Better Call Saul guy.
Yeah.
And then John Barenthal, of course, is the older brother who's not
Mikey.
around anymore, Mikey. And then I don't know that I want to tell. I'm not going to tell.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you.
I don't think
one of the Feck brothers shows they have another brother.
Oh,
and
man.
you're going to love seeing him as the brother. They're trying to polish the floor, and he shows up, and he's fan-fucking-tastic.
All right.
I recently saw a video of John Bernthal on a podcast that is, I think it's a Dungeons and Dragons podcast. But
Nice.
Is he a Dungeons and Dragons guy?
No.
Oh.
But this oh wait, no, she was on his podcast. Maybe that's what it was. The girl that was on his podcast is a DM for another channel or show or whatever, and he never played it. And he goes, "Well, do you want to play?" And he's like, "Sure." And she starts like DMing a scene, and he gets into it.
Nice.
It's really into it.
Well, he's an actor. I mean, it certainly could fit.
Entice his creativity.
Because you get to, it's kind of set in.
I think I've heard stories of him coming back as the Punisher in the.
I think he is in the new Daredevil.
Yeah.
I think he's a really capable actor.
They showed a cast photo, and it was all of them, and he was in there.
Oh man, his final
with
boss
Froggy
scene in the holding cell.
Yes.
Oh fuck, it's a good scene, dude.
I just know that it's coming, and I'm like, okay, does it have the other guys from the Netflix?
Kingpin. Yeah. I don't know about Foggy and stuff
they were in the cast picture. And the redhead.
Nice. Oh yeah, no, she's a fox.
The two of them are supposedly back in it.
She's cool.
But I'm talking about like the other people, like Iron Fist and
the other Defenders. I don't think so.
I don't know. Not that I know of.
Yeah. Luke Cage.
Luke Cage was
Well, like Luke Cage, I would love to see him again. Now that he's done with Evil, he could go back to playing Luke again.
Yeah, I thought he was great.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
Actually,
I think in those 4 series, it was probably Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and then the Iron Fist. And
I couldn't do Jessica Jones because the guy had the whammy.
Man,
he had the voice of God thing, and I can't
nuts.
do it. That's why it's so evil.
Yeah,
it's so evil.
Yes.
But it was Tennant. It was David Tennant.
I know, but still, it's just such a horrible.
Good. I couldn't watch it.
Power, but he did a good job in it.
Yeah,
he was fantastic. And
he's been playing a villain lately. He loves it.
Yeah,
so good.
I've never seen him play a villain before, and that's why I really enjoyed it. Because he's known for being Doctor Who. He's also known for being Scrooge McDuck. So him playing a really
he's great.
really evil guy was like, oh
Pride
wow.
of Scotland.
Was he Scrooge McDuck
in the more recent DuckTales?
Yeah, that's a good gig. I think he's really capable. I like that guy a lot. Yeah, Good Omens. Oh no, he's a hoot.
Yeah.
Have you seen the shorts? Also off topic, where he and Michael Sheen are like Zoom calling each other.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
I haven't seen that.
And he makes a picture, and then Michael Sheen's got like this oil painting, all like he did it that morning. So good.
You see the one where he's talking to somebody else about doing a show. He's like, oh yeah, no problem. I don't have to work with that guy anymore. And Michael Sheen actually was on the call. He just wasn't up on the screen. He goes, I was just kidding. Clearly I wasn't being serious.
So good.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Mike, what else have you been watching or checking out?
I listened to a funny comedic podcast called Supermarket. that I LOL'd at.
Yeah.
So the lead character is Hollywood. He's on a show called Jewish-ish. And then he has a sex tape that comes out and he just loses everything. So he has
This
to
is
go
all
back
part of
to his
Supermarket?
hometown. Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny as hell.
So it's not like a fictional.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like
Supermarket?
10 different actors. I don't know. It made me LOL. So, and he's kind of like, who's the Schitt's Creek kid? Eugene Levy's kid.
Oh, yeah.
But kind of
Dan Levy.
that just kind of super cluelessly
Silly fun.
Yes, it's great. He does a great job.
Because he plays even in the apartment.com commercials or whatever. He does that same sort of clueless. Yeah.
Or just so not checked out, but just doesn't care, right? Yeah, it's great.
Do you know how many seasons it's got?
I think it's just one season, and I'd say 10 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was
Did
nice.
it come out?
Was it one time? I don't know. That's a good question.
All right, I'm just curious.
But it made me laugh.
Nice.
One podcast I listened to, I haven't listened to podcasts in a while because I've been really getting into music lately, but it's called Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum, and he's the actor who is Lex Luthor on Smallville, and so he gets a lot of really great guests on there, and the episodes all are about working in Hollywood, being an actor, or being an entertainer in some fashion or another, but it always ends up being like a therapy session where he asks about if they have anxieties and if they have depression, how they manage those things to be a successful entertainer. And a lot of the episodes I've listened to have been really, really good. There's 5 episodes I haven't listened to. The one that's next on my list is Jim Cummings, who's Winnie the Pooh and Darkwing Duck and Taz and a bunch of other characters that everyone knows. But
I know we need to get really famous so we can get really good guests.
Or we get good at interviewing people so we can do like panels and shit at conventions.
Coming up, we are going to be interviewing the owner of the Goonies house.
Jeez, that's fantastic.
Down in Astoria, Oregon.
Yeah.
Which will be fun to chat with them.
He bought the house, 2 years ago?
Yeah, something like that. He reopened it up. Beforehand, it was like people stay away. We don't want all you gooners up here. And now it's like, and when I stopped by there a couple of weeks ago, one of the neighbors came out, real friendly dude, and I thought, there's a neighbor, and he came out, I was like, where are you all from? And that kind of stuff. Chatted with him for a couple minutes, and
how close is it to the water?
A couple blocks.
Oh, nice.
You can see the Puget Sound. I think it's Puget Sound.
No, it's the ocean.
Oh, that is the ocean?
Well, it's where the Columbia River meets the ocean, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been out that way, and I've driven past there.
Because it's not a bay, right? It's the ocean.
Right on the river.
Astoria's on the river more than the...
Well, it makes that bend right there, right? And then there is a bay there, and I don't remember what the bay is called.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's deeper into Astoria. So if you're heading towards... If you come across that big-ass bridge, which is like the Metzger Bridge or whatever, when you come... And it's that... I hate that bridge because I'm not a big heights fan. And it's one of those bridges where you go across, and then at the very end, it's like... And I'm not a big fan. I told my daughter, it's like, okay, I'm just going to be grabbing the wheel, and I'm going to be staring straight ahead, so don't try to talk to me too much. I'm going up the But once you get across the bridge, you would take a right to go to the coast. You actually have to take a left and drive back through the waterfront of Astoria to get over to the Goonies house. So.
I remember when he bought the house because he was all over TikTok and Instagram. He was in there doing videos, telling people, "Hey, come to the house."
That's great.
He will give
He's
you
got a sign.
if he's home, he will give you a tour of the house.
Unfortunately, he wasn't there when we were there, but there's a sign. You come into the neighborhood, come up off the main road. The river's right there. There's a little park right there with a whole bunch of sea lions, so you can hear them doing their song and dance. But you turn off the main road, you go up about a block, and then there's a big sign that says Goonies Park here, and they want you to park down there instead of going up the private road, because it really is a dirt driveway that goes up that feeds 4 or 5, 6 houses. So
and you can kind of see that stuff in the movie.
Yeah, because they ride away down there. They ride their bikes down and away. in the movie. So,
and did they shoot the film on the inside of the house as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jeez, there you go.
Yeah, I think most of the tunnel stuff and One-Eyed Willie's is probably a soundstage.
I mean, all the underground stuff and
Documentary.
the inside the restaurant was all on a stage.
Soundstage. The outside of the restaurant was actually a shelter structure in a state park there that they just built this facade on the outside to make it look like a rundown restaurant. Just for the scene where they come up to the door and they're outside and they're watching the bad guys. What's the family name? I forget the
Portellis.
Yeah, coming into the house and stuff like that. So.
Joey Pants and the tall
Joey Pants.
Yeah. That's what he goes by.
That's the dude from the Matrix.
Matrix,
and stuff,
the one who sells
and
them
Memento and all that.
He's also in. He's also in
Joe
Pantalone. Joey Pants.
Joey Pants.
I mean, that's why they call him Joey Pants.
Yeah.
But no, he's also in Tacoma FD. He's like.
Is he really?
He's like the father of the chief.
That guy's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
If you've never
he's
watched
got Matrix money now, dude.
Yeah.
If you've never watched Tacoma FD, I would recommend it. It's really, really funny.
Nice. Nice. So yes, we definitely need to do that. Mike, did you figure out when that show came out? No worries. But it's called Supermarket, which sounds fun. Well, we need to end this here program, boys. We're going to go do our bonus round, which this week were 25 years ago, best albums. So that would have been 1999. Best albums in 99. The only ones that came to mind were like Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera and J-Lo's first album and all that. So go check that out on go to the website r-townpodcast.com, sign up to be a member. It's only $3 a month or $30 a year. So it's peanuts. Absolutely peanuts. And or go to Patreon and find us there and get the same content. And don't forget, as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, 914 Delancey's on 3rd, right down the street. Gong Show, everybody. Gong Show 2. Twice as fun.
Twice the yucks.
Twice the yuck. Well, boy, ending on a positive note, like we like to do, ending on something positive. Here's a quote from Maya Angelou, who I think is just a American treasure. We lost her, about 10 years ago or something like that. She wrote, "We need joy as we need air. We need love as we need water. We need each other as we need the earth we share." So that's one of her poems, but what a fantastic...
just a master wordsmith.
Master wordsmith, man. All right, so for Todd, who's coming back, and everybody, we'll see you guys next week. Bye. Thanks for being here.
Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you think this episode is worth $1 or $5, the boys would love to have it. Please go to ourtownpod.store for merch or to donate now. For less than a cup of coffee, you can also join the website in the member-only area for exclusive bonus content, vlogs, and more. It's just $3 a month or $30 a year. Thank you for listening to this production of Our Town Podcast Extraordinaire.